More twists and turns in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. The FBI now saying that some of the ransom notes sent to news outlets earlier this year were not legitimate. The Phoenix office posting, quote, the FBI and its task force partners have received several ransom notes over the course of this investigation. Some have been deemed to be extortion attempts without legitimacy. Other ransom demands may potentially be legitimate and are still being investigated as such. Now, Guthrie was abducted from her Tucson home on February 1st. Days later, the FBI released this chilling doorbell camera footage showing a masked man outside the home. Investigators have yet to publicly name a suspect, and Savannah Guthrie continues to ask for any tips from the public. For more, I'm now joined by Jennifer Coffindaffer, NewsNation Law and Justice contributor and a former FBI special agent. Jennifer, always good to see you. All right, let's dive into this. How does the FBI go about determining if a letter is legitimate or it is an extortion attempt?
Well, they're going to use several methods. First of all, they're going to look at the IP addresses associated with the two, what we're calling ransom, right? They're defining two as ransom essentially, and the rest is extortion. And they're saying the extortion they don't think are legitimate, but they're still looking into the others. So they're going to compare IP addresses, which apparently are the same. They are also going to look at how they're worded, what is used in terms of syntax and so forth in that lettering, the demands that were made and actions that were followed after. So they're going to be looking at all of that to try to determine, Henna.
The FBI has made at least one arrest. I believe the suspect's name is Derek Kallela. He's out of Southern California. He allegedly sent messages demanding ransom over Bitcoin. We're told more arrests are expected. How do investigators go about tracing people like Derek?
Well, Derek was an easy one to trace. He sent everything from computers and phones that were related to him, that were his. So he was very easy, an absolutely unsophisticated criminal. They found him straight away. So that was an easy one. The difficult one are these two letters that went to three different media outlets and that actually went through their intake boxes. That's why the FBI is struggling with identifying who really sent them.
The FBI did say this, quote, this case continues to be investigated as a kidnapping for ransom case. What do you think helped them determine the motive thus far?
Well, Henna, to me, this was the biggest thing. First of all, the FBI does not come out in the middle of an investigation, let's say very rarely. They came out on this one at one point and said the lab information that they were investigating, that was on the transfer from the Pima County lab they used to Quantico. They made an announcement about that, and then this announcement. So this was huge. It puts into question now all these other theories. They're not in question, I should say. They're out. The one that is in is this is a kidnapping for ransom, and the Bureau's come out and said it.
How do you believe this case, and I know this is a tough question, Jennifer, but how do you believe this case ultimately gets solved?
I really think it's going to come down to somebody identifying Porch Guy from that video footage, but I'm not putting to bed the DNA that they have. I think there's a lot more DNA they're working with that has been disclosed to the public. We know about a rootless hair, and I think that's a possibility. So I think that that's really a road that could meet with ending this and figuring out who did this. The other thing, Henna, are the videos that were taken by Nest and Ring cameras of vehicle passing at different corridors that led away from that home at 2:30 in the morning. I think that's another end road.
Do you think the media attention has helped or hurt this case, Jennifer?
Well, I think it is going to end up helping because I think it is so important that her name stay out there and that somebody who knows something continues to see this. So often, everybody thinks because we're newsies or love crime and follow that everybody knows about it. But the fact of the matter is people really don't know about these cases. So keeping it in the media is critical.
Jennifer, and that's a good point. It's been 5 months, but what happens next? What happens now?
Obviously behind the scenes, they are continuing to look at all this footage that I just spoke of. The labs are continuing to work. But I think what has to happen is they need to get the picture of Porch Guy up on billboards. They need to blitz a media campaign in terms of posters and things like that. They also need to use Spanish when they're communicating with the public. And finally, they need to search. They need to use private search parties to search that desert that is close to her in case there's indicia of the crime there.
Jennifer Coffindaffer, we always appreciate your time and expertise. I'll see you soon. Thank you again.
Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.